big mistake. Fanny looked up from doing her homework, looked towards the window and smiled. Her little green head was watching her. She waved at the little head, and the little head flicked out its tongue in reply. Fanny finished her homework, closed her books, and put away her pens very tidily. And then, with a big smile, she opened the door to watch the owner of the little green head hop down from the window onto the garden path next to her. She walked down the path to the fence at the bottom of the garden, then stopped and watched. Now, I have to tell you that the owner of the little green head was a frog. But not just any old frog, because it was Fanny's pet frog. You see, 2 weeks ago, Fanny looked up from her homework to see the little green head for the first time. "Mummy," she shouted, "come quickly, there's a frog looking through my window." Fanny's mother said, "Oh, what a lovely little frog. We should give it a name." "Yes," said Fanny, "and the name should begin with F so that it rhymes with frog." And so, after thinking for a long time about names like Frank, Fabian, and Fletcher, they found the best one. Can you guess what the name they found was? It wasn't Frank or Fabian or Fletcher or even Fernando, Fox, or Flynn. But if you had said Freddie, you should give yourself a big kiss on the back of your neck. And if you can give yourself a big kiss on the back of your neck, you're very clever because no one else can. And so Fanny and her mother call the little green frog Freddie. And do you know what? Every day when Fanny finished her homework, Freddie would hop off the windowsill, hop beside her down the garden path, then leap over the back fence into a big pond in the field behind Fanny's house. And that was not all. Every night when Fanny went to bed, she would leave the window of her bedroom open to be able to listen to this. Because she knew it was her friend Freddie singing to her before she fell asleep. And so for a whole month, Fanny listened to Freddie singing every evening, and she thought that was lovely. Until one night, this happened. Nothing. Silence. There was no Freddie singing. And not only that, when she looked up the next day from doing her homework, there was no little green head looking at her. And there was no little green head the next day, or the next, or the next. Fanny was so sad a great big tear rolled down her cheek. Her little green friend had gone. What do you think happened to him? Fanny was so upset she didn't even eat her breakfast. "You know, Fanny," said her mother, "Freddie was a wild animal, and they are free to come or go as they want to." "Yes," said Fanny, "but I liked him, and I thought he liked me." "Maybe he did," said her mother, "but we will never know, will we?" But her mother was wrong. The very next day, Fanny looked up from her homework towards the window, and do you know what she saw? Now that is the sound of cheering, so what Fanny saw must be nice. Yes, it was a little green head. But you'll be surprised if I tell you the little green head was too little to be Freddie's head. And then beside the little green head there arrived another little green head. And before Fanny could blink, another green head popped up. Then another and another, until, and you won't believe this, there were 10 little green heads looking at Fanny. "Mummy!" shouted Fanny. "Look!" Fanny's mummy looked. "My goodness," she gasped. "It's a family of little frogs." And then Fanny and her mother bing-bonged. Do you know what bing-bonging is? You don't know? Then I'll tell you. You bing-bong when you are so surprised you cannot think of anything else to do. And Fanny and her mother bing-bonged because, and you won't believe this either, behind the 10 little frogs suddenly appeared a bigger frog. And the bigger frog was Freddy. "He's back!" shouted Fanny. "Freddy is back!" But Fanny's mother was shaking her head. "I don't think so, Fanny," she said. "Of course he is!" cried Fanny. "He is not," said her mother. "He's back!" Fanny was jumping up and down. "Fanny," said her mother, "we have made a big mistake." "But it's Freddy," said Fanny. "I know it's him." "You haven't seen Freddy for a few days," said her mother, "because he's been having a family, and he has brought his family to see you." "That's very nice of him," smiled Fanny. "But Freddys don't have babies, and Freddy is a man's name." Fanny's mouth dropped open. "Of course," she gasped. "Freddys can't have babies." "But if your Freddy is a mummy, then he must be a she." Fanny's mummy smiled. "So you know what we have to do? Freddy must have a girl's name." "Like Fanny, like me," shouted Fanny. Fanny's mother laughed. "So then I shall have 2 Fannys."